The Statistical Institute of Belize, SIB, released the latest information today on the first quarter GDP of 2016, external trade statistics, as well as the Consumer Price Index for the month of May. The inflation rate for last month stands at 1%, which means that on average, prices are a single percent higher than they were a year ago.
The food and non-alcoholic beverages category went up by 0.4%. Along with housing, water, gas, and other fuels going up by 1.6%, as well as we have the all other categories of goods and services going up by 1.6%. We have the transport category going down by 0.9%, all contributing to a 1% increase in inflation. In the food and non-alcoholic beverages category, we saw a variation across the prices of food. For instance, we have beef going up by 7.2%, pork going up by 6.2%. We had chicken going down, however, by 2.6%. We have cabbage going up by 34%, onion going down by minus 8.6%. Sweet pepper also went down by 38.7%. And we have the continued downward trend of red kidney beans of 2.3%.
The gross domestic product for the first quarter of 2016 amounts to roughly $718 million. That's a decrease of almost $15 million, the equivalent of 2% over the same period in 2015.
For the period January to May of this year, Belize's imports were valued at $806.9 million. This represents a marginal 0.3% or a $2.3 million decrease from the same period last year. Such a negligible decrease was the result of large contrasting changes among 5 main categories: imports of mineral fuels and lubricants, and goods destined for the export processing zones and commercial free zones saw the greatest decline over the period, only to be offset by rising imports of food and live animals and machinery and transport equipment. The mineral fuels and lubricants category fell by $34 million, despite an upward turn in world market prices, as fuel prices remain lower than it was a year ago.
Statistician Cayetano outlined the reason for the drop in production and compares this year's figures with the past 4 years.
So Belize produced goods and services totaling $718.4 million in the period of January to March of 2016, which is a decrease of $14.7 million from the same period in 2015. If we are going to represent that in percentages, that's a 2% decrease. So we had a drop in production of 2%. So this graph here can show you the series of how throughout the years, the first quarter, we would have a positive growth. We have a positive growth starting from 2011, 2014, and we have a minimal decrease in 2014.
As it pertains to the labor force, a national survey covering a little under 3,000 households was conducted by the SIB in April during a 4-week period. The results indicate that of the working age population, 146,918 persons are gainfully employed. That is almost 6,000 persons more who are working this year than the same period in 2015.
Looking at the labor force in more detail, we see that of the 159,648 persons estimated, the employed represented about 146,000 persons. Meanwhile, the unemployed, about 12,730. So we could see a lot from this pyramid itself in terms of the survey. All right, looking more closely at labor force participation, nationally, for this round of the labor force survey, it was about 63.7%, not much of a difference compared to April 2015.
Overall, there are more males presently employed than there are females by a difference of 27%. Reporting for News 5, I'm Isani Cayetano.